Audrey with the NOAA Office of Education, and today I'm going to demonstrate ocean science in a latte. What do the ocean and a latte have in common? Foam. So the sea foam that you see as you walk along the beach, or the foam at the top of your latte that you taste when you take that first sip, actually have very similar reasons as to why they form. Proteins. So other molecules like pollutants or soap can also cause sea foam to form, or other types of foam to form, but today we're going to focus on proteins. I have my milk ready to go, and I need to do the first step, which is I need to heat it up. So let me go ahead and put this in the microwave. Okay, so I've heated up my milk, and I've got it just to the point where it's hot to the touch, but it isn't so hot that it's scalding or burning my hand. So I had to heat up the milk, but you don't have to heat up seawater. Why is that? Well, with milk, the proteins, we need to just break them down a little bit. Whereas in seawater, the proteins come from a different source. They come from dead and decaying living organisms, so living things. For example, if you have algae or tiny little animals called zooplankton and they die, when they die, their cells start to release organic molecules or little bits of living things like proteins and fats and other types of molecules as well. But we're going to focus on proteins. So just like in my milk, you have the proteins in seawater. But we now have to add another ingredient, and that's air, because we need air to get trapped to create bubbles. So normally in seawater, you have waves and wind, and that pushes air in and agitates the water and creates the foam. Well, in milk, I could shake it up if I had a lid, but I don't. So I'm going to use a frother, which is basically a really fast whisk. So I'm going to whisk my milk, and you'll see froth start to form. So now at the top, I've got this nice froth. It's going to taste really good. You can see it a little bit better from this angle. So with the froth, what's happened is that I've put air into the milk, and the proteins have started to form this film that the air can get trapped under. So now I'm going to add the good part, which for me, I'm making hot chocolate. So I'm going to add in hot chocolate mix. But I also really like to make chai latte, so you can use chai syrup. Some people like to use coffee to just make a coffee latte. You can use espresso or any type of tea and make the type of latte that you want. I'm going to pour in my chocolate. And in this case, I usually just use my frother to mix it up a little bit more. And mix it all in nicely. And now I've got my hot chocolate. So if you're curious about why the foam forms in more detail, you can stick around, but otherwise go enjoy your latte. So when you heat up the milk, what's actually happening is that the protein, which is all kind of scrunched up, starts to unfold, and so more of it is revealed. And there's parts of this protein that really want to be near the water, called hydrophilic parts of the protein. And there's parts of it that want to be far away from the water. They want to run the other direction. That's hydrophobic parts of the protein. So what happens is that those hydrophilic parts of the proteins go towards the water that's in the milk, and the hydrophobic parts are facing out and trying to get away from the water. So air, as it's pushed in, gets trapped against those hydrophobic parts, and you have a layer that forms over it, and that's how you end up